Some data that we need to analyze to make business decisions is not always available in easy-to-find databases. Sometimes it's necessary to create our own data, and one way to do that is with a survey. This video describes surveys, the basic types of survey questions, procedures for taking surveys, and the kinds of errors and problems that can be encountered in producing surveys. Here's an example of some survey questions. Do you use the Microsoft Windows operating system? That's a yes or no or dichotomous question. What operating system do you use the most often? A, Microsoft Windows, B, Apple OS X, C, Apple iOS, or D, Linux? That's a multiple choice question. And then another yes or no question is, do you watch the public broadcasting system? Once we've created the survey questions, we need to get people to answer them. We can reach people in several ways. They're shown on this slide. We can send the survey out by email. We can put it on the World Wide Web and direct people to it. We can mail it to them. We can call them on the phone, or we could interview them personally. In a mall interview, we station a person at a shopping mall, and that person stops people as they're passing through and asks them questions, assuming they're willing to stop and answer. Each type of survey has advantages and disadvantages, and you choose based on the objectives of your survey. The phone survey can be inexpensive, but it has a low response rate, and it irritates people. Mail is also inexpensive with a low response rate of 20 to 30%. Web-based surveys are similar in nature to mail surveys, but a little less expensive. The personal interview survey is the most expensive, but gets a response rate of 50% or more. When we select who to survey and how to reach them, many errors can occur. Here are some examples. Let's suppose we're going to survey people at a mall. If we place our person outside the Apple store, we'll get a higher frequency of Apple users than we have in the general population, and this will introduce a sampling error. Another way we could get a sampling error is to only survey malls in San Francisco and San Diego, where the population might be quite different than the population on the East Coast. Another example is we could rent an email list from the American Association of Retired Persons, and we would miss all young people in the population. If we take an email survey, we automatically exclude people without email. This could be an undercoverage error for a survey where we're talking about television networks, but it might be okay for a survey where we're trying to reach computer users. In a phone survey, maybe part of the population won't answer the phone. For example, if iOS users don't like to use voice, but they use text and don't answer, this will lead to non-response errors in our survey. We might get a response bias if we go to a mall and ask people if they watch the public broadcasting system. They might be more apt to say yes because they think they should, because it's educational, even if they watch something else and never watch the public broadcasting system. We've seen that a lot can go wrong in taking surveys. We could design poor questions that are biased. We could select the wrong population. We could select an incorrect sample from that population that doesn't represent the population. And we can make errors in how we conduct the survey and record the data. How can we guard against that? We can test the survey questions to make sure that they work as we expect and that they aren't biased. And then we can carefully select the population and the sample within that population, and then select the right type of survey to effectively reach that sample.